Buongiorno and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be playing with the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. I was super excited about this. I made myself choose between this and the new Pat McGrath palette, and I decided to go with this one, mostly because I usually reach for my Pat McGrath ones just for those specific shades, whereas like Natasha, I can do a lot more looks with just one palette. So that is what I hope you guys like the look I created. I know that this is not normal for me, but I wanted to just play and have fun, you know? Do something a little different. So I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but hopefully you guys like it. I like it. Okay, that's enough. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. Please don't forget to subscribe before we get started. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let's get it into it. Let's go. Don't be broken. I'm so nervous that like I've had at least like 3 Natasha Denona palettes, like one of the shades is broken. I'm like, please, please. We're good. Oh my gosh, you guys, she is so, it's so pretty to look at. So I don't even know what I want to start off doing. Like, we're just gonna have fun and we're just gonna play with makeup today. Like, I didn't feel like putting my base makeup because I do think I'm gonna do a little bit like deep into the darker shades of the palette, because I feel like those are probably going to be a little bit more different than like her normal palettes. So we're just going to see where we go with this. I'm going to zoom you guys in and we're going to start off. I have my jingly earrings on. Okay. All right. Let's play. But first, coffee. I got my cute little Smithsonian mug and I have my little elephant necklace. I'm in a elephant mood. We've been watching a lot of Discovery Channel lately. It's so soothing to go to sleep to. All right, we're gonna play with obviously we're gonna play with a lot of these, but the newer formula, I don't think I've tried. It might have been in the cranberry palette, the CP shades, which are like the creamy matte type formula. So this is my first time like really playing with them. We'll see how it goes. All right, on my Sonia G brush, I'm gonna start with, what do I wanna start with? I'm gonna start with this shade here. I don't feel like pulling the tabs up and down, so just know that I'm just gonna point, okay? I'm gonna point to the shades. I was so sad. I thought this palette was gonna be here a little bit sooner. I wanted to get this up before my ColourPop review, but no, it didn't happen. Like, I know it's not that big of a deal, but for us, it's like, small YouTube channels, like this is our bread and butter, like new palettes that people are excited for. This is how people find your channel. So when you're like the 15th person to like review it, you're just like, no, like, I really wanted to hurry up and get this up. The positive on that is that now I can just really relax rather than like feel like, oh my gosh, okay, what do I need to do? Hurry up, get it done. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna calm down a little bit and try to see, you know, the positive in everything right now. Because really, now I'm just excited to play with it, whereas like usually I'm like stressed out about like, okay, I need to make sure I do all the comparison swatches. So we're still gonna do swatches at the end, but I'm gonna focus more on the actual palette, more so than like comparison swatches. I have a little bit left over from the So Jaded palette on my lower lash line, and I have like little blue flecks everywhere, so yeah, just so you know, that is what's going on. And I think I'm gonna do 2 different eye looks. So I'm going to kind of start these off the same, but I wanna use at least a few different of the shimmers because that's what I'm most excited about. Do you guys get more excited for mattes or shimmers? I'm always gonna get more excited for shimmers over mattes. Like, all matte looks are so not my vibe, my thing. All right, so this is blending out really nicely into the crease. And then next, I think I'm gonna dip into this richer shade, this dark brown here at the bottom. Well, I'm cold today. Like, I don't usually film in the morning, so our AC is still running. I mean, it's nice, I'm not complaining, because usually I'm sweating horribly. But I also just feel like I sound like a frog in the morning. First world problems. Okay, so I'm going to nestle this a little bit higher. All right, so these are like kind of the deeper shades of what it looks like in the palette. We got one more, yeah. I will say I was hoping they were going to be black. Like, I kind of wanted them to be black more than the blue, but that could just be me. So I think we'll use this one on one side and the blue on the other. That way we kind of get two different tones here going. So I'm going to dip into the greenier one first. I better remember which ones I actually dip into. All right, so on first application, it's really not as like deep as I thought it was gonna be. But let's see if we can kind of build this up. And I'm gonna really take this out. Like I want this to be an intense look. And I'm gonna try a different brush with that and see if it builds a little bit better. Like I like the color, I just want it to be a little bit deeper. All right, and then on the other side, I'm gonna take the more bluish one. The color is fine on this side. I just thought it was gonna be like if you look at it in the pan, it almost looks like a black shade, you know? So it's a little lighter than I thought it was gonna be. It can be built up though. I saw some of like her Natasha Denona's looks on Instagram, and it's like some of them I feel like I really like, but I feel like if I were to duplicate them on here, you guys would like tear me to filth. Like you'd be like, what are you doing? Like, so I don't know, but I used I went to the drugstore the other day. I found some good stuff. Like, I don't know if it's good yet, but I found stuff that I wanted, like that I was interested in. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But my brows, this is the e.l.f. Wow Brow, something like that. And I think I like it. I haven't decided yet. I figure, I mean, no one likes my eyebrows anyway. Like, that's the worst thing that can, you know, someone can say about me. I guess that's fine with me, you know? I mean, I thought about it a little bit more yesterday and I was like, why do I care so much? It's fine. All right, with a smaller brush, I'm actually going to take the yellow shade in the palette. Kind of covered up that brown a lot, I know these. So we're gonna take this one on a really light, just the tiniest bit. Kind of use that to blend it out just a little bit more. But for the most part, like, I'm liking this a little bit more. Which side do you guys like better, the dark blue or the dark green? I just feel like the green is a little bit more unique, but the blue built up a little bit easier than the green. You guys hear Mowgli, he's sitting over here and he's grunting because I haven't fed him breakfast yet. So he decided to come join me today. And he's super needy right now. My sister's dog is with us because she's in Saudi Arabia. She's military, so we are watching her dog. And Mowgli does not like outsiders. He's very much like, no, this is my family, get away. He's such a turd. Like he bit my hand yesterday because, like, not hard, but like just to do that when I was like petting her, because he's just like, get her away. Like, why is she here? So I'm gonna have to go back in through and blend the darker colors a little bit more, just because I feel like they do look, especially like when I'm in the viewfinder, it does look a little patchy, so I need to bring in that darker color. But we're gonna move on for now, and then I'm gonna kind of revisit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped recording for like an hour. My sister called and I haven't talked to her in like 2 weeks, so it's like, I'm in a much better mood now. Like, I miss her so much. I miss being able to call her all the time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a Q-tip with this oil-free, the Neutrogena oil-free remover, which I just like to use instead of doing like a whole cut crease situation. I'm just going to clean it up with some remover. I find this to be a little bit easier sometimes than worrying about a whole cut crease moment. And I love this remover. I feel like it is my favorite for sure out of like any for eye makeup. Only problem is I end up leaving the cap open and it spills and my husband gets really, really pissed. He's the one who knocks it down, not me. I'm like, well, stop being clumsy. And he's like, put the lid on. But it happens. But yeah, I was on the phone, then I started cleaning, and then I just wanted to finish the dish. Like, I get so much more done. I'm so much more relaxed when the house is clean. And I'm like, oh. Like this week I've gotten so behind. I've been getting off of work, like, I haven't been getting home till like 8:39 at night. And it's just, the kitchen's a mess. I'm like, this weekend, food prep, cleaning, like just, Being a freaking adult sucks. I hate it so much. I miss being like college. College days were nice. You didn't actually have to worry about too much. All right, see, so that just cleaned it up perfectly fine. Let's kind of swatch some of the shimmers and see what to use. So I think I'm gonna do different ones on each eye. I'm very intrigued. I would say like my eye goes straight to this color right here. I don't want to use both like a whole bunch of golds because I know that we have a lot of golds in her collection. So I'm just gonna do a few swatches and see what to use. What's weird is like the matte, like the powder formula mattes, like they almost look the same. Like they're not the same. When you swatch them, you'll see that they're mattes, but like in the palette, you really can't tell which ones are like, it's harder to tell which ones are shimmer because of the formula. So I think I'm gonna go this route with one eye because I'm really loving that one. I do feel like that's a unique gold shade. And then I think I really want to use like that shade right there. So we're gonna go with a more warm toned eye. I don't want to use too many golds because like I said, I mean, I know we have, I feel like that's probably like her most repetitive color in each palette. There's always a gold. And I do feel like there's generally like these orangier type tones as well. So I'm taking it a little bit above my crease just because my lids are slightly hooded and so it transfers up. So I'm going to take it a little bit above where my actual crease is. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. It depends on the day. I don't like to take it up too high when I'm going to work. Like I just get really like, I'm like, I don't want it to be too intense, you know? But this is dry and I don't feel like we even need to get it wet. I feel like it looks good just like that. We'll go over it with one more layer, but I really like this combination. Does it remind me of the gold palette? For sure, because it has those blues in there, but I feel like there's still definitely unique shades to that palette. So on that eye, we're going to go there, and then we're gonna go with the pinkia tone. I love the pinks of any palette. This might look really crazy with the whole two different eye look, but I figured it's a good way to kind of try them out. And yeah, we're just playing. I'm not gonna go out in public like this, but I also kind of like it. I get to be, you know, I'm letting my weird out today. What do you want to know? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do my base makeup and put on some liner. And maybe we will be brave and boo some lashes. We're gonna do some lashes. And because I feel like with this look, it is intense, so I feel like it does need lashes. But I actually don't mind like the two different eye looks right now. Like I'm living for it. So I will be right back. When I mean right back, who knows how long it's gonna take. All right, so I am back. I went ahead and did Costa Riche on the, from MAC, like the eye kohl, just to save us some time. But I feel like now that my face is done and I have lashes on, these are from Doha. I collect expensive lashes and never use them because I'm like, I don't want to waste them. Like I'm just so, it's so bad. It's so bad. But I felt like this look needed some lashes. I didn't want to cover up the work though, because at first I was going to use like these Ardell pair that I really wanted to try. But I feel like these are a good fit. Like you can still see the eyeshadow through. So moving along here, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do a brown underneath. I kind of feel like I should. I think I'm going to do a brown underneath and maybe we'll add in the blue, like we'll add in like the corresponding colors we used in the crease. But let's start with the brown, and then I think I'm going to tie it in by using the shimmers on the in, like in the middle. So what I'm going to do is just go halfway in for right now, but I want to really smoke this out to kind of match the top. So the thing is, I really like that, like, you know, we always complain it's a kind of a small mirror for the size of the palette, but you know, she's got that little plasticky thing back in this palette, and because of that, I don't want to use the mirror in the palette. Like it discourages me from using the mirror because I have to keep messing with it. So it's almost like, why even have it there? I wish she would have just gone back to like not having the little flappy thing. I don't like it. I also don't cut it out though because I don't know, I just get too lazy and I forget to do it. And then every time I use it, I'm like, why haven't I done this yet? All right, so we're just using the shade, I'll read it this time, Antique. So this is her anniversary palette, and I just feel like, I know a lot of people were expecting something different. They're like, this is way too similar to all the rest of your palettes. I think this is going to be great for people that don't have Natasha Denona palettes. Like, I love that she's doing the smaller pans. There's no way I would have bought this for the whole, like, what is it, $250 that the other ones go for. I have those palettes, and I rarely reach for them. So I think soon I'm just going to do a full, like, week of Natasha Denona's, like, every single day use a different palette. I think I did do a Lila palette tutorial like a few months ago, but that was kind of it. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. But I feel like because it's her anniversary palette, like of course it's going to be similar shades. I feel like she kind of just took inspiration from every other palette she had and put it into this one. So for those of us that didn't spend the money on the other palettes, I think this is going to be great. But I feel like this is more of the type of palette where you're kind of celebrating with the creator. You know what I mean? Like, I know that that sounds ridiculous, but I feel like most of the people who probably bought this palette either don't have Natasha Denona eyeshadows and really want to try, and this is a great way to try them, or you really love Natasha Denona and kind of wanted to, you know, celebrate with her. I do feel like I want to tie it in just a little bit more, so I am going to take the greeny shade on this side and connect it. Do you guys watch Big Little Lies? I finished the show and I was like, I didn't even know it was the finale. Like, I feel like they wrapped it up so fast. And I was just like, what is this? I need more. But I was thinking of that show because I might rewatch it with my sister. I watch all the shows that Nick doesn't want to watch with my sister. Like, Nick was like, I give up on This Is Us, so I'm going to try to go watch it at her house. She's the one who just had the baby, and she was just like, she thought my mom was going to help clean her house. She's like, I wish mom would come over and clean. And I'm like, as if. Our family hates cleaning. Like, that's not going to happen. So I thought that was just funny that she said that in general. I was just like, have you lost your mind? Apparently with this baby, huh? I'm like, I know I'm going to help you clean your house. I mean, I might help her clean her house, but, you know, no promises. I just clean my own. I'll help her with the baby. That's what I want to help with. But I just thought it's funny that she's like, I really wish that mom would help clean. All right, I'm going to wash this brush off and then go in with the other blues and do the same thing on this side. So my eyes are watering horribly. I put on these lashes at first and it stabbed me in the inner corner and I just started crying. Like, it was just an automatic reaction and I'm just like, no, please don't mess this up for me. Like, all right, and then just so it doesn't look too messy, I am gonna grab the yellow shade that we use like a little bit up here and just kind of smoke this, like help blend it all a little bit better. I'm really taking this out fall today, you guys. I'm really, I'm excited about this. You know what I mean? It's not neutral for me. This is a lot for me. I usually don't do this much. I'm doing the most today. It's Friday. With watery eyes. Oh, like, no. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it up. So the shade we used on, I'm going to do the opposites, right? So I'm going to put this gold on this side, and I want it to be intense, so I actually am going to spray the brush this time. So I am going to try on, I bought a new nude, like I was saying, from her collection. Natasha, she's really on a roll, you guys. Like the green palette, she's got that, like she's got a lot coming out. And I will say with the nude lipsticks, I did do a swatch video before. There we go. So I want it to kind of mirror that side. But I will say, like, her nude lipsticks, I didn't find that I matched a lot. Like, a lot of them, like, I like paler nudes, like pinkier nudes. They aren't the most, like, they're very nude, is what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of the colors, I feel like on Mel Thompson, like, the Natasha color looks so good on her, and I put it on me, and no matter what lip liner I was like, no, this is just washes me out completely. And then I don't like dark nudes either, though. I'm very picky with my nudes, apparently. All right, and then lastly, I'm going to go in with the lightest shade in the palette for my inner corner. I'm really happy that she included an inner corner shade. And I'm going to say something very controversial here, but hopefully you guys are okay with it. So I feel like a lot of people felt really bad about her nudes because they were like, you know, like Jaclyn Hill we all know the whole story with that. But I will say it's like Jaclyn Hill had nailed it. You know what I mean? Like if there wasn't those problems with it, I liked her shade range better in the nude collection that she came out with. I like the formula of this one more, but I liked her shade range more. Like I felt like I could wear like at least 6 different colors of her collection and be happy, whereas the Natasha Denona ones, like they were all very, very similar. So this is the shade Susanna. But these are very creamy. This isn't my first time impression or anything like these. I have been wearing, like this shade is new, but I have been wearing the other two, and I really like the formula. It's very, very comfortable. But I feel like this one, it gives me color. It's not too nude. So this is like the pinkiest one I found, in case you guys were wondering. All right, I'm going to zoom you out, and then we are going to do a little bit of talking about the palette and some swatches. All right, guys, so I'm back. I'm all put together now, except for like these, my hair. It's just been a bad week with my hair. I don't know what's happening, okay? I just need, you know, some people look good like as soon as they wash their hair. Mine's always like it looks better like 3 days after I wash my hair. And right now I'm on I washed it last night. So it's the kinks aren't coming out, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. But I really like the way that this look turned out. It's not something I usually do here, but you know, I'm happy with it. It's something new. And I have to say, like, I love the black packaging. I don't know why, but I'm just like, oh, it looks so sleek and leather. Like, I really like the packaging. Like I said, I wish it didn't have like the flappy thing. I really don't like it. But the shades, I will say, I really like this palette. Like, I didn't expect her to come out with like an anniversary palette and be a whole new like color story. Like, you know what I mean? I think she was just trying to celebrate what she's already come out with. So I think this is gonna be great if you don't have a Natasha Denona palette, like, or if you don't collect them. And then if you do collect them, you probably got it anyway. But I think it's a great way to try the formula. Yes, it's expensive, but you do get a lot of shades in here. And I will say, I think the quality in this is actually better than, like, even though I really like the Sunrise palette in the mini, I feel like this is like her traditional, like the shimmers are so nice in here and soft. I mean, that means they're fragile, so don't drop it, you'll cry. But I really like the formula in this one. The mattes were the only thing that were a little bit different because it was that new formula. I think it's the cream to powder mattes, which they blended out fine, but you did have to build them up a little bit. Like, none of them are gonna look the same. Like, I was really hoping that that they had a black in here rather than it being like, you know, all the dark blues. But that's okay. But you guys kind of saw my eye. You do have to build them up a little bit. Doesn't mean that they were bad or anything like that, but upon first application, they definitely aren't as dark as what they look like in the pan, so just be aware of that. And then the other thing I will say, that the only thing that I'm a little bit sad about with this palette, because like I said, like, you guys, now you can go see swatches. There's a lot of good swatch comparisons on other people's channels, so I'm not going to do that today. If you want me to do that, then let me know in the comments down below. But the thing that kind of irked me a little was a lot of the shades in this palette I feel like are just so similar to each other. Like, I just feel like she could have put a few other options in here, you know, because some of the shades just, like, you're not going to see the difference on the eye. Like, if you look at the 3 darker shades, like, I don't feel like she needed to add all 3 of these. Like, maybe do the greenish one, the bluish one, and then put the black in. But, you know, I just feel like those are so similar. And then even some of the golds, like, there's a lot of similar tones in this palette, so just know that. I feel like this is going to be a great, you know, palette in general, but also a great, like, companion palette to any of her other ones. I'm very impressed with the quality. It's just more of like, am I going to say you need it? No. Like, I don't think you need this palette. I don't think it's going to be super unique to your collection. It's just more of for those of us that are insane and need more. But I would say, especially if you are new to Natasha Denona and you don't have a lot of her palettes, I think this is a great way to really try out a lot of her stuff. Like, this, I do feel like she put, like, the best of the best in this palette. I just wish that she would have switched out the more similar shades and given us a little bit of something different, since it's all within the same palette, you know what I mean? But overall, I feel like I'll use this a lot. Like, I'll get a lot of use out of it. It's a good travel size. I like that it's not the big pan palettes, because To be honest, I don't reach for those a lot, so I feel like this is more travel friendly. And obviously you can get a dramatic look like this, but you can also get everyday looks. There's some really nice like matte browns in there for just every day. So I think I will still get my use out of it. I don't think it's gonna collect dust and just sit there and look pretty. But yeah, that is it for me. Please let me know what colors you guys want me to use, if you want me to do more tutorials with it. If you guys got the palette, what do you think? Do you agree with me on the similar shades, or you think I'm just being nitpicky here? But that is it. Hopefully you guys will subscribe if you like what you saw, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.